Studies show that 9 out of 10 women will be solely responsible for managing their money at some point in their lives. Yet research shows women continue to suffer from a surprising lack of confidence and knowledge about investments. Financial advisor and planner Esther Halt from Star Financial Solutions is here to help in our new bi-weekly series, Financial Friday. Welcome, Esther.
Thank you.
This is so important because I think all of us realize as women we could use a little more confidence in our money matters. Why is it important for women to have their own advisor?
It is so important because most women, as you just said, will be handling their own finances at one point or another. And mostly because of either death of a spouse, they get divorced, or they have to be caretakers of either a spouse or their parents these days, and then they need to be responsible for their parents or someone else's finances. So they really need to have somebody that they're comfortable with.
Okay, and you decided to focus your business specifically on women rather than casting a larger net to everybody. Why women specifically?
I like to say I work mostly with women and couples and some very special men. I do have some men clients. But because we do things differently, we process information differently, we take risks differently, and we communicate very differently than men do. And I know this isn't a big news flash for us, but unfortunately my industry, I don't think, understands that yet.
Right.
And it's so male dominated. So it's important for women to have somebody that they can talk to, that they can communicate with on the same level, and that understands what our goals and needs are, which differ a lot from sometimes what men's goals and needs are.
Yes, they do. Yes, I've had to handle mine since my husband died. And it is a problem.
Yeah, and it's
stressful.
scary.
It's scary and
very
stressful.
scary and stressful.
No, I agree. So you mentioned that the industry in general, on your side, what you do is not real female prevalent. How have you dealt with that as a woman in investing?
Well, when I started in the early 80s, it was just about all men. The women were secretaries, they were clerical. I was a secretary on Wall Street, and there were very, very few female advisors. Only Muriel Siebert was the only woman that had a seat on the New York Stock Exchange, and she is my hero.
Oh, that's great.
Now, it's a little better, but not totally. Right now, as of last year, the numbers were only 16% of all registered advisors in the United States are women, and only 3% of portfolio managers in the United States are women.
Wow,
So-
that's amazing.
Yeah, so there's really not a whole lot out there that get us.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's important because we do have different ways of approaching things and different needs. If you could maybe highlight one piece of advice to our women about managing their money, what would you say? What do we need to be thinking about?
You need to find an advisor that you like and that you can communicate with comfortably. Because if it ever should happen that you need somebody and it's in a stressful period, that will take a lot of the stress off and make you feel so much more comfortable that you have somebody that you can go to that can help you through these terrible times.
Well, because things are changing so fast, you need somebody often that you're not embarrassed to call and say, am I about to lose everything, or is everything okay? You just need somebody to turn to for advice constantly.
Right, and women always feel, well, not always, but a lot of times feel like, oh, it's a stupid question. You know?
Right,
But
I don't want to bother them.
It's never a stupid question, and my clients know they can call me or text me or email me no matter what with any question. If it's 2 in the morning, email me, you know, and I will get back to them because I'm up sometimes anyway.
I will say, though, too, as the guy at the table, that and this is definitely, we're talking about women in finance, but there's something comforting for me because I'm not terribly financially comfortable when I don't follow and keep up as well as I should. So knowing that I could go to somebody who is familiar with kind of not doing the old boys club game, that I can go in and I can ask a stupid question and not feel like I'm going to be chastised.
There are no stupid questions, but you are one of the very special men.
Thank you. Thank you.
So would you say that maybe do women worry more, or do women just have maybe more basic questions? What is making us different? Because Lynn and I talk about this all the time. We both worry when we see the ups and downs.
It is. It's the old car thing. So women know it's really important. but they're not that interested in it. So it's like when the car makes noise and you turn the radio up.
Right.
And then the car makes more noise and you turn the radio up more. And then the car dies on the side of the road and you say, I probably should have gotten that.
I knew that.
Yeah.
We take our finances and put it back here somewhere.
Oh,
and we
you're
know
so
we should
right.
look at it. But we don't. And then when we look at it or we hear something on TV, it's like, oh my God, the world's crashing. And it's not. And so that's when if you have somebody to call and say, you know, I just heard this, what does it mean? Should I be concerned? And then that's very helpful.
I think that's the
yes.
most important question. What does it mean, no matter what it is?
It's translating.
Yeah.
It's not dumbing it down, which is what they call it in my industry. It is translating. I translate for people.
All right, very valuable, and we like that you're on the women's side, because, yep, it is a little intimidating, we will admit. So you can contact Esther and find more financial information at starfinancialsolutions.com.